Welcome in everybody. Hopefully y'all are doing spectacular and exceptionally well even. I'm doing fine alright myself. And today we will have the Baltimore Baysox taking on the Harrisburg Senators. It's been a long time coming, especially for these two teams. They've faced off a lot, like probably the most out of any team. And I'm excited. It's a big rivalry brewing here. Talking about the players, however, we are going to need some big step-ups from some of their, like, secondary players. That being Formula and Nebulous sometimes. Nebulous didn't show up last game of the season. They got beat by the Aviators, out of all people. So, that's going to be a huge thing for the Harrisburg Senators, personally. I think if they can't get themselves together, they can't hold their own against this heck of a team, they will face extreme trouble and a lot of just rickety roads just in these playoffs, especially against the Baysox. They're a tough contender, and they're just wishing to pull through and really see their play style. They didn't get a practice game match like Knoxville or the Rivercats did. They're just going off a whim. So I think the Baysox are heavy favorites, but given Harrisburg almost won last match they played, it was of that highlight reel play by King to put that game away. I think they have a good chance here. They have a pretty decent fighting chance to beat this team. It's just going to be, I don't think very rare, but it is going to be rare nonetheless. And it's all going to be on how these two players on the Baysox do. King and Bottomus, they've been the talk of the season pretty much. The entire time they've been in the league. They've created a buzz. And now they're here. Now they're in the playoffs. And they have to show up. If they don't show up, then they're done. This Penguin Bot cannot face this team alone. He's going to need the back of his two star players. He's the backup from the backbone of this team, and that's what they needed to really get him going. Well, they're getting ready for the kickoff here. I really wish I had some like intro thing here, but I don't. That's going to be next season, or the off-season tournament that we're doing. If I can get that going, I will get that going. Don't worry. I have to figure out my own hockey schedule first, because I play hockey competitively. If y'all don't know that, if you know me personally, you definitely know I talk about it way too much. But once we get the schedules for all the things that I'm doing in my own personal life, we'll schedule that tournament. And that will be outside of like maybe a poll for the viewers. I think that will be where we get our new teams. Well, they seem just about set over here. I think we might end up doing auto cam only for the playoffs to see how that works. I've done a few practice matches. I've watched a few dozen practice matches, and I've liked how that looked better. Well, it's just about time for kickoff. The players are on the field at Aquadome, and I will be commentating with y'all every step of the way. I'm Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to the dang chase. A little bit quiet here on my end. Here's a shot by Nebulous. Immediately goes off the corner. Immediate pass to Penguin. Okay, maybe a chip up for himself. Nebulous demos Penguin. Did not want him sitting in the net. Definitely something you don't want. Even though Penguin is not necessarily the star player for this Baysox team, you just don't want any of the players going for that. Formula has absolutely no boost. I have no clue what he's doing. Zero hustle from the man over here. Another thing is, can Formula play like that striker he did earlier in the year? They were dominant earlier in the year, and it makes sense. Formula was firing on all cylinders, and so was Molten, but then he got traded. So Nebulous is that new shining light for this organization. Here's a shot saved by St. Peter. Beautiful save by the man, leads the league in saves. To get up my score sheet. Yes, I score the games too. It's very hard to do while I'm doing all this commentating. I know, very, very difficult. Penguin takes it in the corner for the Baysox. There's Nebulous and his... what kind of car is that? Well, works for him, and I won't complain. It's a beautiful save. There's Formula Bot. King's gonna leave it up for Penguin. Penguin has no boost. Shot by Bottomus, and Nebulous is gonna save that. Clinical save there. And they're gonna kick it straight to the net. And Bottomus is gonna make the narrow save once again. A lot of shots. Definitely not a lot of goals, though. Very good defensive play. I mean, that's what the Harrisburg Senators rock at. And there we go. We see another backward save, this time from St. Peter. He's very useful in clutch situations. Just got to get your clutch forwards up there. This Formula coming in with boost. When he has boost, he's dangerous, but I don't think he knows how to get boost, sadly. St. Peter. Half lifting on it, straight to Penguin. Penguin whiffs. Big whiff, and St. Peter scores! Beautiful! The first goal. I mean, maybe not beautiful if you're a Baysox fan, but the Harrisburg Senators put a dent in them as Penguin gets that. I don't think that was definitely not intentional. What am I talking about? St. Peter gets that easy goal off of, I don't think, an assist by anybody. In the 3rd minute of the game, St. Peter. Immediate shot by Bottomus. And get saved by Nebulous. Clinical by this team. They're putting on a show on defense. It's a shot by Formula. He scores unassisted on the own end. Beautiful shot. 68, 66 even miles per hour. Absolutely insane goal by Formula Bot. That's just clinical. Once again, that's what you need. But again, unassisted. In the 3rd minute. Beautiful goal by Formula. Just came with the shot. Saved by St. Peter. Beautiful. Beautiful, bountiful saves, and they're coming in plenty here. St. Peter to kick it out for the Harrisburg Senators. It's King receiving that ball to make sure it doesn't go any further in their zone. Or they're putting on some pressure here. A lot of whiffs coming off from the Baysox. Putting a lot of pressure from Harrisburg. It's beautiful, pressurized gameplay from them. Open net shot for Formula. He doesn't end up taking it, just puts it in the corner. I mean, it's better than it getting out of the zone, but here's King. Usually beautiful chances off of controlled zone entries. A nightmare for Harrisburg, usually in that same position that he was. They popped it up and got the goal in the century. St. Peter. Nebulous own goals, but King's going to get that goal tally of the assist by Penguin Bot. King redirected it towards the net. It was going in. I don't know if we should count that as an own goal or not. We're going to count it for... it's going to be counted as a goal for King. And what just happened? I wasn't watching. What just happened? Well, what happened is a save by Nebulous. In the 4th minute of the game, a goal by King. The assist was Penguin Bot. There's King popping it up for himself! The chip, very dangerous for him, and we have 2 goalies, so it's not going to do much. We, as in the Harrisburg Senators. Formula, clinical whiff there. Textbook whiff, even. That's really what you want to see. Here's a center from Bottomus! That would have been redirected, and they got to scramble in front of their crease to save that one. He's going to pop it up for Bottomus. Bottomus with a beautiful redirection into the front of the net. Triple threat play, and it's redirected out. Penguin Bot with a nice shot. It's just not enough. Nebulous to kick it out. A lot of pressure from this Baysox team. About 5 minutes left to play. Here's King. Another touch in the air. Here's Penguin. All 3. Harrisburg Senators whiffing. I don't know how to formulate my thoughts in the words. This is insane. Formula whiffing again. I don't know what the frick these players are doing. And Penguin Bot's going to get a shot. Gets denied off of the challenge by the 2 Senators. The Formula's going to kick it in. No defense from Penguin. I swear, there was a coach on the mic saying, don't go left, Penguin. As we see Formula do that. That was an insane play I witnessed that one game. That was one of the best games I've ever watched. The military night game. Loved to watch it. It was super fun to commentate. So is this one. Another challenge by Harrisburg. It's going to go into the neutral zone with nobody to claim it. Maybe King is. Off an air dribble. Just, you know, showing off. You gotta love King. There's a shot by Bottomus. Saved by the 2 goal defenders. Nebulous tag teaming with St. Peter. This is a beautiful tag team to watch. All they have to do is hold the defense for 5 minutes. Formula Bot. Off a shot! Saved by Penguin Bot. Now King touching the ball up. Penguin. Penguin put it to the left side. Now Bottom's the shot that goes off. King with the redirection, and it's off the right post narrowly. Their posts are their best friends for Harrisburg tonight. A whiff by Bottomus again. Could this be dangerous from the all-octane team? There's Bottomus. Another redirection, but it's not going to go in. Well, more of a shot flick than anything else off of the air. We don't see that a lot. This is a very dangerous team in the air. There's King. Leaving it up for Formula. Formula's going to get a shot. It's going to go off the right post. All 3 Baysox are diving for the ball. I mean, they looked really synchronized. Except maybe not. This ball's just kind of rolling along. And they're doing it again. Leaving the net open, however. Formula's going to come dashing through and can't get anything. King's just kind of bouncing it off the top of his car. Here's St. Peter and Nebulous now. Nebulous backing it up. Off the right post again. Here's King. Trying to get a pinch for himself, and Nebulous going to clear it. Bottomus keeps it in, however. The failed clear attempt. Here's Formula. He doesn't jump to get the ball, however. Here's a shot by Bottomus, and that's going to go off the left post this time. Again, the posts are the best friends for the Harrisburg Senators tonight. Here's St. Peter trying to clear it once more. It gets off of a body of a Baltimore Baysox player. Here's Bottomus. To pinch it into the center once again. And now it's in the Baysox zone. With 2 minutes left to play. There's King. Off the wall once again. Going to center it for his teammates. They got to get it out here. St. Peter's, I thought he was going to do just that. Well, Nebulous did it, sacrificing his chassis in the middle to do so. Love when your teammate gives up their $2 million car on the line there. I think it's like 300 credits in Rocket League terms. I don't know. Nebulous has really weird car configurations. He can go through them. Zach. St. Peter, I'm driving 2 miles per hour to try and get the ball on the corner. Not what we want to see, but maybe this is what you want to see from the Baysox. A lot of aerial action here. Can the aerial defense do something? And St. Peter saves that double touch. Very narrow save. Goodness gracious. He's going to hold it off. This Formula trying to do something in the air. Bottomus will try and play in the air. Here's King. Nebulous, here's a shot. Saved by King. Beautiful. Bountiful saves there. Saves for everyone in this godforsaken game. Maybe not godforsaken. This is beautiful. There's a clinic from Bottomus and he can't get it. Nobody's there on the center. He's going a little too fast. He drives fast and hits hard. Maybe he hit it a little too hard. Here's Penguin. Off the shot! And gets challenged. Goes left wide. Here's Bottomus now. All 3 of the Baysox are getting some action on the ball here. Harrisburg has to get it out and they clear it. Nebulous redirecting it and maybe getting it out again off of the left wall. 1 minute remaining in this heck of a contest. Can they keep it up? Well, they're keeping it up in front of their own net, and King keeps it out. Here comes Bottomus and King off of, I guess, trying to get a double pinch here. Nebulous trying to get a double in the neutral zone play. I see. This Formula kick it out. St. Peter and Penguin getting physical on it. 30 seconds left on the clock. Maybe not. A little bit more than 30 seconds. It's King with it in. Shot by King. Saved by Nebulous. Beautiful. I don't even know how it was saved. I just saw what was on the right corner of your screen, and I said it. There's King. Off the redirection for himself. Is a shot. Saved by Nebulous. Holy crap. Here comes St. Peter. He's going to leave it. Beautiful save. The clock is winding down. Can they get one more shot? Here's a save by St. Peter. It's going to go off the body of the Baysox player. And here Here it is in the neutral zone. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. The Senators will win Game 1. Well, I did not expect that. What a beautiful performance from the Senators. I'm saving that game. What a performance from all those players who I talked about needing to perform. Well, that's it from this broadcast, and I'll see you in the end screen. The number 2 seed falls to the number 3 seed at their own house. And it all comes off the back of Nebulous playing like a godsend. That was insane. I don't know how that happened, but 11 saves from Nebulous is something to behold. Just an insane performance from the Senators. They got it together. And what we were saying before, is that they need to pick it up because they lost to the Aviators. Well, they're not going to lose to the Baysox. Another low-scoring game. They kept the anti-air defense going, especially when Harrisburg. I guess they told Nebulous to step his game up or he's not playing, and that boosted his ego enough to get 11 saves tonight. That was beautiful. And King with the only goal in this contest for the Baysox. Nebulous, of course, going to get the MVP here, facing 11 shots and getting 11 saves. Except he did, in fact, just throw his whole self into the net and avoided a shutout, but you got to make it look competitive, as Lightning McQueen said. I just watched the Cars movie tonight. And the player of the match / man of the match will be Nebulous, of course. 11 saves from that monster of a car. Just clinical performance. He locked in. And it's really what you need to do if you're the Senators. Well, the underdogs get it done tonight. We will see you tomorrow, and then tomorrow's tomorrow for Knoxville and Sacramento Game 2, which will be taking place at Salty Shores once again. And then we will have the Baltimore Baysox versus the Harrisburg Senators once again on Friday. Well, I'll see you then. But until then, I've been Tetro, and this has been the ROBA. Always remember,